Saw some discussion online today about a player trying to use X-23 and what seemed to me to be just the core box playing against Klaw, and had a few losses and was wondering if X-23 can play against Klaw. It's been a while since I've played X-23, but I actually made a post of my own on Reddit about 2 years ago when I first got into the game, and I had unboxed X-23 and used her, and I actually put her back away because I felt she was so powerful that it might make me think the earlier heroes were not very strong. Now, maybe I was making rules mistakes back then. I'm not quite certain, but I remember her as being very powerful. So I'm going to try to play her right now against Standard Klaw. Using only X-23 cards as well as core box cards. I'm going to cut in a quick video about the deck. Okay, here's a deck of X-23 Larrakini in the Justice aspect with only using cards from the core box and X-23's kit. You can see I only have the core set and X-23 selected. First thing I noticed was I was surprised really when I started at the lack of allies that were available in the game and just the core box and her kit. I guess she only came with her signature ally, or at least in the Justice aspect. I think she came in an aggression precon. So I just threw all the Justice allies in, all the available allies, Mockingbird, Nick, Jessica Jones, and Daredevil. Jessica Jones and Daredevil, both. Jessica Jones will have some value against the Klaw scenario. Daredevil, not really so much, but I like to just have 4 allies, 5 allies. I'm going to go ahead and just include them. Side scheme, specialized training. So this came in her pack. I do plan on using a lot of basic activations with X-23. In this case, the specialized training, the cards that it is linked to include +1 thwart, +1 attack, defense, and hit points. No reason not to use that. In fact, it gives a lot of benefits, especially for someone who can thwart as much as Larrakini can, whether she's in Justice or not. So included specialized training. Look at the events. Very, very few events if you just have basic and Justice for X-23 in the core set. So first aid, that's going to be good for her because X-23 uses her health as a resource. It's also good for Honey Badger. Problem is, there's also no upgrades or supports or anything that give allies HP. Honey Badger is only a 2 HP ally. You always want to ping her for a consequential to get to ready X-23. However, that only works when she goes from 2 to 1 health. When she goes from 1 to 0, she's defeated and no longer around for you to trigger her hero response. So first aid is really going to be inefficient on Honey Badger because I'm only ever going to get to heal 1 damage from her. However, I'll be able to use it on X-23 quite a bit for sure. For Justice is good. There's a lot of side schemes that are going to come in between 2 and 4 threat. On Klaw especially, he brings out 1 at the beginning of the game. He brings out 1 at stage 2. And then he'll bring a couple other in just from the Masters of Evil modular set as well as his own encounter deck. I'm not really going to use any of this. I thought about bringing in Haymaker just to have more damage, but I believe that with cards like Claw Mastery and Claw's cards like Puncture Wound and her claws, X-23 does more than enough damage on her own, especially for standard lower hit points. Although Claw does have quite a few hit points, but a lot of it comes in the format of having to thwart off the Immortal Claw. Resources, of course, I'm going to use all 3 of these. I've debated using 2 Power of Justices, and in fact, I threw in a couple of these extra Interrogation Room and Surveillance Team just to be sure that I had things to spend Power of Justice on. I like to have at least 7 cards that cost 2 or more to include these aspect resources, and then I like to have 8 or more to include 9. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 when I included the surveillance team, so made it easier for me to decide that I was just going to go ahead and include 2 Power of Justices. To go along with that, it is a wild resource. I have Tenacity, and that's just to ready. Again, X-23 can get up to 3 attack very easily. She can also get addition, so she could thwart for quite a bit, especially using her attack as a thwart stat. Clawmaster gives her +2 attack, so readies are very powerful for X-23. And then that's an additional ready. You can ready off of that and ready off the damage, her response to her claws. So she could do 3 basic activations in a round. If Honey Badger's in play, you could do another one. 4 basic activations. Obviously, if you're at +2 attack, that's 8 extra damage in just that one round. No villain in Standard is going to live very long facing that kind of onslaught. Helicarrier and Avenger's Mansion are included to get some extra card draw, Endurance to get some more hit points to use as a resource, and then Heroic Intuition just to make my base at 3 regardless of specialized training. 3 thwart and solo is very powerful and will get rid of almost all side schemes that you're going to encounter. Again, there wasn't that many choices building from the core deck. This is literally the entire set of cards that you have to choose from. I mean, maybe might be 25 cards that you get to pick from to build your hero deck. And that's what I ended up with. Enjoy the game. And then we'll get back to the game. I don't know for sure, but I believe that this is going to be played in Standard, 4, 6, 7. Here's my obligation, as well as the recommended mod set, which is Masters of Evil. I don't always play the recommended mod sets. What I do is I use an Excel randomizer, and I'll look for usually a similar mod set. So, for instance, this one would use an Excel randomizer for the section of mod sets called Heavies that have somewhere between 3 and 5 minions with probably 5 to 8 health each. Pretty similar to what you get in the Masters of Evil mod set. And this one only gets one single mod set. And then this is X-23 playing a Justice deck, again with only core set cards and X-23's cards. It's going to be primarily focused on trying to keep Honey Badger healthy, which is what most X-23 decks are based upon, because then you get those readies. And X-23 has ways to get good thwart. Starts off with a 2-1-2 stat line. I won't always like to defend with X-23 because I definitely want to take damage. Probably 1 damage if I exhaust. The best would be have the villain deal me 3 damage when I defend it for 2. So I'll take 1 and then ready. That would be very efficient. Klaw, Standard, starting at 0 attack with 2 boost cards, and I believe his boosts are relatively pretty low usually. What I don't want to do is defend for 2 and then get dealt 0, 1, or 2 damage. And I think a lot of times that's about the amount of damage Klaw deals. So we might not defend 2 very often, but more to come as the game goes on. So, shuffled up. I've got my encounter deck. Now I need to do the setup. I really should have looked at that before I shuffled. Take out the Fence Network side scheme. Let's go ahead and do that. That comes in with 3, 2, and when revealed, put another 1 per player, and then a crisis icon. And then when I flip this card to 1B, it's going to say discard until a minion is discarded. So we'll go ahead and do that. Ooh, Lost Shadows already, and Immortal Claw already. And I get Weapons Runner. Now, Weapons Runner says on it, search. After this card is revealed, reveal additional counter card. However, we did not reveal Weapons Runner just now. We discarded him, and then we put him into play. So that does not trigger the when revealed effect on Weapons Runner. Frequent new player mistake. So Weapons Runner is in. I don't need a ready exhaust token on him. And we are ready to begin. So X-23's claws are in play. They are permanent, so the setup ability doesn't really mean a lot with the new rules. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I haven't played X-23 in a long time, and I didn't play any practice games, so bear with me. I might make some inefficient plays, but I'm definitely not going to need Puncture Wound. Mockingbird's okay. Let's see. My thwart stat line starts at a 0. I can make my thwart a 3 if I use Animal Instinct. So I'm going to keep Animal Instinct. Keep a double. Surveillance Team is really here just to help me keep threat down. And then Sisterhood is a card to let me get Honey Badger back. I like that. So I'm going to get rid of these 2 cards. And then I'll draw 2 to hope for a double, really. And not get the 2 Klaw Masteries, which I'm not going to use either of those for sure. Okay, that's perfect then. So, what I will do is Sisterly Bond. If I don't have that in my discard pile, so I can't use my Alter Ego action. I'm going to go ahead and flip right to Hero form. I'm going to use a double to put in Surveillance Team, and that's going to come in with 3 Snoop counters. 2, 1, and a ready token. These are burger tokens. They're actually, technically, they're sell them as stunned and stunned and tough tokens. However, I use it for green means go, red means exhausted. So there you go. So that's just saying X-23 is ready. The claws are ready. What's interesting with Animal Instinct, it gives you plus thwart equal to your ATK. You can actually use the claws to get +2 attack, which makes you 3, and then you have a 5-4 stat line. Like I said, X-23 is bonkers. Something like that would be awesome for specialized training, which came in her hero pack. I'm going to thwart, and I'm going to do an interrupt. I'm going to use Animal Instinct, giving me +1 thwart, because I have 1 attack, so I thwart for 3, right off the defense network. So that's gone. And then I'm going to use these 2 Klaw Masteries. And the Klaw Masteries also would have bumped up the thwart in that case. But anyway, those 2 to put in Sisterhood. And I can basically get Honey Badger on demand with Sisterhood. So that is going to be it for my turn. We're ready up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now here's what's good. I have a 1 attack minion on me, which means I can safely defend claws. I can do a basic defense against claws attack, and weapons runner will ready me anyway. It's perfect. So this is gone. I defeated defense network. So there's 1 on the main. Claws attacking for 2 boost cards. I am going to defend it for 2. He hits me for 0, 0. If it deals damage, exhaust your hero. So, of course, it's no boost at all. So he did 0 to me, which, like I said, if I defend it, is kind of a nightmare scenario. But that's okay. The weapons runner is going to hit me. That's 1. I get to do my response, and I get to ready once per phase. And that's great. And then advance. Wow. Okay. It's okay. He's going to scheme for 2, 3, 4. Ooh, brings it to 5. So here's what's interesting, especially as a newer player, pay attention to this stuff. My obligation is gone, and 1 advance is gone, and shadow of the past is gone. So that's all pretty good information to have. So I'm ready. There's 5 on the main. There's a minion up. Doing pretty good, I think. So what I'm going to do is, again, I'm going to Animal Instinct. Yeah. Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. I am going to... That won't let me ready, though. Okay, I'm going to just go ahead and thwart for 3. I'm going to use Animal Instinct to give me the +1. I could do this in other more efficient ways to even get that lower, but I'm not going to right now. Then I'm going to exhaust the claws, which bumps me down to 7, 2 damage. I get to ready for my once per phase ready, and I'm at 3 attack. I'm going to go ahead and defeat the weapons runner. And I will use this double, 3, 4. I'm going to put in Daredevil. Daredevil's going to go ahead and thwart the main down to 2, or down to from 2 to 0. Take a consequential, and when he thwarts, he deals damage to an enemy, which puts Klaw down to 11. And now I'm going to flip down. Why would I flip down? Because I'll let him scheme because I'm going to come up with some more thwarting. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Basically, you get 6. You get extra cards when you flip down. If I got the main at 0 and there's not other threats on the board, that's a great time to flip down, even if I'm not going to recover, just to get that 6 card. Here we go. Everything's ready. 1 on the main. Klaw schemes for 2. Deal of damage to each hero. There are no heroes up right now. And so he schemed for 2. It's at 3. And then here's my bad card or encounter card. Call off guard. Discard an upgrade or support you control. I'm going to go ahead with Surveillance Team. That's gone, even though I didn't use it one single time. Okay. All right. So, shuffle the Honey Badger or Sisterly Bond. All right. I'm going to use Sisterly Bond to play Grim Resolve, which is a resource card, taking a damage for a wild. Then I'm going to do my alter ego action, shuffle the Sisterly Bond event from my discard pile into my deck, and then I get to draw a card. So I don't really have the Honey Badger thing going yet, but feel okay. Okay, I get to draw a card. Got my double. Awesome. Well, I was going to use Adamantium Lacing, but now I feel like I really want to get Honey Badger out. So, but I have to discard. No. I'm going to have so many resources, but I'm just going to go with it. I'm going to go ahead and recover to 10, which is my max. I'm going to flip up. I'm going to use Grim Resolve. Take a damage and ready. And that resource was to put in Adamantium Lacing, which gives me 2 more hit points. So basically bought 1 hit point off of that. I get Retaliate and Piercing. Okay, and I'm going to just use, Yellow Double and for Justice to knock the main down to 0. Daredevil is going to hit for 2 on Klaw. He's at 9 health. And then I'm going to go ahead and exhaust X-23 Claws. I'm going to take 2 more damage. And go ahead and hit for 3. Because I had +2 attack from that. 2 doubles. Feel really good right now. 2 doubles. We'll be able to buy anything we get. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Specialized training and helicarrier. Okay. All right, here we go. Everything's ready. 1 on the main. Klaw is attacking. Daredevil takes it. He attacks for 0. 1, 2, 3. Put Weapons Runner engage with you. Okay, Daredevil is gone. And I'm just going to take the hit from Weapons Runner down to 8. And Illegal Arms Factory, which comes in with 4 threat and a plus card icon, hazard icon. Back to me. All right, this should be ready. Okay, I'm going to use two doubles to put in Helicarrier. I'm going to pay for Helicarrier. I'm going to use Helicarrier. No, that wasn't cost 2 doubles. What am I doing here? I'm going to use... Alright. We're going to thwart 2 off of this. Then we use Grim Resolve and a double. So Grim Resolve, exhaust this card, take a damage, 7, and I ready up, basically because of my response. Double. Helicarrier's in play. Okay. Now I'm going to use Helicarrier to put in Specialized Training, which comes in with 5. I got plenty of thwart. We're going to be just fine. I am going to thwart 2 off of this. To get that hazard icon gone, you got to get rid of these. These are the worst icon. And then I'm going to use 4 Justice to get rid of 4 off of this. So that's at 1, that's at 1. There's a little minion up on me, which means I can defend and take the hit. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to stay up. And we're going to be good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 1 on the main. Okay, Klaw is going to attack, so I'm going to defend for 2. And he hits for 0, 1. Exhaust each ally you control, which is none. Okay, so I take no damage because his total attack was 1, and I defended for 2. He hits me for 1. I go down to 6, and I ready up. And then I get a bad card. Masters of Mayhem. All right, I get to search for Masters of Evil minion. I usually say Find Melter, but that's because we play 2-player. We call it the Find Melter card. Let's see if there's any that have less than 5 health. Tiger Shark. No. Radioactive Mana 7. No, we're gonna stick with the Find Melter card here. What's the one that people like to put in play? It's like Whirlwind or something. Oh, maybe because he let's check one more time. He might have 1 less attack. He's 6. He's 5. He's 3 attack. I'm gonna be okay. I'm just gonna stick with the Find Melter card. And just make sure this was the deck and not the discard pile. So this is the discard pile. This is the deck. Melter's engaged with me. Masters of Mayhem is discarded. Okay. And I'm back. Okay, I like Regenerative Longevity for 4 damage. And after the player phase begins, this will give him -1 attack and deal 3 damage to him. Okay. So. I'm going to use Sisterly Bond and discard Puncture Wound, and I get to add Honey Badger to my hand. Where was Honey Badger this whole time? Right there. Okay. I am going to thwart for 2 on Specialized Training. So Specialized Training is gone. That's in the victory display now. Put it over here. That's in the victory display. So I get to pick one of the specialist cards out. I'm going to choose the +1 attack, because I don't have too awful much damage in this deck. And then when I get basic attacks, I'm going to get to draw a card, and I'll still be able to ready up and thwart. So there's my basic attack, +1. And when I make a basic attack, I can draw a card. Okay, I'm going to use Honey Badger, Grim Resolve. That's going to knock me down to 5 health. And I'm going to put in Honey Badger. Now, because I took a damage, I get to ready up this phase. And Honey Badger's in play. Honey Badger is going to hit Melter for 1. Wait, no, she's not. X-23 is going to hit Melter for 2. Because I have Combat Specialist, I get to exhaust that and draw a card. Now Honey Badger's going to hit him for 1. She takes a consequential. After Honey Badger takes any amount of damage, ready X-23. I'm ready again. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and exhaust to do 2 more damage and defeat Melter. Okay, I'm going to use Surveillance Team to play Regenerative Longevity. Heal 4 damage from your Identity and Honey Badger. So there's 1 for Honey Badger, 3 for X-23. I'm at 8 out of my current 13 health. 8 out of 12 health, rather. And then I'm going to go ahead and use a first aid. Get to 10 health. I probably haven't been doing my retaliate. That's okay. I've already done my ready up once for phase, so I can't ready up to get rid of threat or anything right now. I'm going to go ahead and discard Regenerative Longevity. And I'm going to flip down. He might scheme out on me this stage 1, but I'm okay. I don't want to block an attack with Honey Badger right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ready. Okay. 1 on the main. Klaw is going to scheme for 2. Yeah, because this is 2 and that's 1, so it's definitely going to pop it. But, alright, it's at 5, and then Weapons Runner gets it to 6. Okay, so 2A comes in, discard cards till a minion is discarded. Radioactive Man. Oof, that's not good. And put that minion to play, engage the first player. Now, because I'm in the minion activation step, and this comes in with 0 out of 8, Radioactive Man is actually going to scheme, which doesn't trigger his forced response, which is when he attacks you, discard a card from your hand. So he's going to scheme for 1. And then I get my bad card. Armored Guard. Comes in, he's a guard. So I like to always put that on the health dial. And he's tough. Okay. But I have Piercing right now with Adamantium Lacing. And he's a single basic attack from being gone. So if I have a Sisterly Bond in my discard pile, I can do my Alter Ego action. So you see, I don't have a Sisterly Bond. Interesting. The thing about that is she actually goes up to a 7-card hand size if you're able to pull that off in Alter Ego, so it's really powerful. I should pay attention to that now. That's what I get for, like I said earlier, not being too familiar with this deck, with this hero. I'm at 10 health. I'm just going to go ahead right away and flip up. I'm going to use Helicarrier. I'm going to do a basic attack of 3 on this Armored Guard, which I have Piercing. So he's defeated. And, oh, my basic attack is only 2. Why do I keep saying 3? Let's undo that. He's here. I'm going to do a basic attack of 2 on Radioactive Man. Combat Specialist, I get to draw a card. Okay, there's Sisterly Bond. Okay, and now I'm going to do Grim Resolve, which deals damage to me and readies me up. So Grim Resolve for a resource, Helicarrier for a resource, Interrogation Room, and Tenacity. And I'm going to put in Nick Fury, and I'm going to draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Okay. X-23 gets +2 attack if I play this and gain Overkill while in play. Okay, I'm going to use Avengers Mansion to play Claw Mastery, giving me +2 attack till the end of the round. Honey Badger is going to attack. So I'm at 1, 2, 3, 4 attack. Honey Badger is going to attack. I'm going to use Sisterly Bond. When Honey I keep doing things out of the order I want to do things in. I'm going to go ahead and defeat this weapons runner for 2. Actually, I have Claw Mastery. I have plus. I'm going to defeat this armored guard, dealing 4 damage to him. 2, and then it was 3-4 with Claw Mastery. So armored guard is gone. Okay, and I am exhausted. Now I'm going to attack Radioactive Man with Honey Badger. I'm going to play Sisterly Bond. So she's at 2, 3, 4 attack plus the 1. That means Honey Badger does 5 attack. Defeats Radioactive Man. She takes a consequential. When she takes any amount of damage, ready X-23. I'm back up again. Okay. I am going to go ahead. The guard minion is gone. I'm going to go ahead and defeat the weapons runner. Nick is going to go ahead and hit the villain for 2, so 4. I'm going to use these 2 cards, Jessica Jones and Endurance, to play Pain Tolerance, which will heal damage from my identity when I play an X-23 card, which I just did, because it includes Pain Tolerance. And that is going to be my turn. I'm going to keep First Aid. Okay, 1, 2. I decked out, so I take the counter card. So you see, Claw, I keep clearing the board with Claw, no problem. Especially now, I mean, Honey Badger just did a 5 attack and ready X-23 to let me do another attack. We just cleared 3 minions, including a Masters of Evil minion and a Tough minion. This is really powerful. 3, 4, 5. Wow, 3 first aid. Wow. Like I said earlier, I don't have a lot of damage here. Counter card. Okay, 1 on the main. Okay, Claw is attacking for 2 boost cards, and Nick Fury is going to take it. 0, 0, 1. Nick is up to 2 damage. And that's 2 encounter cards. Gang up. The villain each minion engaged with you attacks you. Alright, I'm going to defend this one, I guess. 0, 3, good, perfect. 4, 5. 5, and I defended for 2. So I take 3, and I get to ready. And I have a retaliate, which I'm sure I've forgotten a bunch of times already today. And my last encounter card is take 2 damage. Wow. Claw heals 2 damage. That wasn't great. So I'm at 5 health. We'll be okay. Nick Fury gets discarded. He leaves play at the end of the round. All right. For justice, I got a bunch of first aids here. So I'm going to Helicarrier, first aid, heal 2 damage. I'm actually going to use my For Justice. No. Yeah, I'm going to use my Power Justice to do another first aid. I'm actually going to heal Honey Badger this time. And then I'm going to do a Grim Resolve. Not yet. I'm going to thwart 2. I'm going to use Grim Resolve to take a damage, which readies me up. To play first aid, heals 2 damage. So I healed 1 damage and ready on that, basically. Look at this. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to attack for 2. He's at 3. A combat specialist to draw a card. Then Honey Badger is going to attack for 1. She takes a consequential, which readies me up. And I don't really want to, so he's at 2 health right now. The problem is right now you don't want to flip him right before it goes to his phase, especially because Immortal Claw is going to come in. So instead, what I'm going to do is flip down. I don't think I started as up here. So I had Nick was in, right, because he took my attack. Yep. So I'm going to flip down. Oh, I'm not going to use for justice. Well, I will use for justice because I'll use that to clear Mortal Claw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, here we go. 1 on the main. Okay, he schemes 2. If it deals damage, exhaust your hero. So he's up to 3, and then my bad card is Claw's Vengeance. I'm an alter ego. Discard a card at random from your hand. No problem. She should be ready. He should be ready. He should be ready. He should be ready. And I discarded. Oh, double energy. Ouch. Bunch of puncture wounds. That's 6 damage right there for Claw. Okay. Shuffle. Sisterly Bond or that. I don't have that, so I can't do my alter ego action. I'm at 8 out of 12 health. I am going to recover for 6. So I'm up to 12 health now. So I really only got to recover for 4. I'm going to flip up. Okay. Now, I'm going to do X-23's. I really would like to heal Honey Badger. I won't be able to ready off of Honey Badger because she will die and I won't get to trigger her response. I'm just going to go ahead. I want to ready up. This, okay. I'm going to use Surveillance Team and Helicarrier to put in Tenacity. Oh, okay. I'm going to use Tenacity as a fist. So I'm going to take a damage to ready up. And I'm ready now. I'm going to attack him for his 2. 1, 2. Okay, Claw 2 comes out. Okay, I have to find a Mortal Claw. I'm sure I should have used. So I used the fist. I did not want to take the ready. The ready was from Tenacity, not from the damage. So now Mortal Claw is in. Yeah, that's why I used Tenacity. So I still have the ready for taking damage because I didn't use that. Okay, this is up. This comes in with 3 threat and a +1 there. And he's at 28 health. I'm going to go ahead and do puncture wound, attached to an enemy that X-23 or Honey Badger attacks this turn. That's 6 damage right there on Claw. My ready was from Tenacity, right? And I did the attack. Because I did the attack, I get to do my combat specialist. I got Animal Instinct. Okay, now I'm going to exhaust the claws, take 2 damage. I go to 9. Now I take my ready for taking damage. And I will go ahead and thwart. I'm just going to use my Animal Instinct and clear Mortal Claw. He's at 18. I'm not going to activate with Honey Badger, and I'm actually just going to keep for justice because it might take me 2 more turns to finish this here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, remembering these triggers and the order in which to do things to ready X-23 as many times as possible is probably the hardest part of all this. So that +1 is gone because I got rid of the Mortal Claw. So it's 4 on the main. Okay, he is attacking. And what I'm going to do is he's attacking for -1, -1. And so I'm just going to take it. So he's attacking for 1. Give him a tough. I have piercing. Joke's on you. 2. So 1, 2. And then because I have these puncture wounds in, it's -2 attack. So that equals 0. So I do not take I take 0 damage. And I have retaliate, which takes off his tough. Doesn't really matter because I have piercing. And he decks out with my counter card. Masters of Mayhem. All right, I get to find the Master of Mayhem again. He's at 18 health. I don't quite have enough to kill him here yet. So we're going to see what we're going to do. Okay. We're going to go ahead and put in Melter. What's Whirlwind do? You know what? We're going to go ahead and put in Whirlwind. He attacks for 2. Resolves his attack against other heroes. Okay, so Whirlwind is here. Masters of Mayhem is discarded. When the player phase begins, discard this card and deal 3 damage to the attached enemy. So it's 3 and 6. He goes from 18 down to 12. I wonder if we could just go ahead and wrap this up right now. I do have a For Justice. I'm going to want to use that on the main at the end of this just in case. Okay. I'm going to use this Jessica Jones by Klaw Mastery. So I get +2 attack till the end of the round. I'm going to attack then for 4. So he goes from, because I have 1, I have +1 for Combat Specialist and the 2 from Klaw Mastery. So he's at 8. Combat Specialist, I exhaust and draw a card. Got a double. I am going to exhaust X-23 Claws and take 2 damage. Step down to 7, which readies me, and I get +2 attack, which means my attack is now 1, 2. It was 3, 4, 5, 6. So attack again. He's down to from 8 to 2. Okay. I will do and I missed, a Claw Mastery. I could have used Pain Tolerance to heal, but it's too late now. It's whatever. For Justice, using a Mental, so that I got the main down to 0. So I could just get Claw to 1 health, and then my Retaliate will kill him. So I put in Heroic Intuition, just because, why not? So I get +1 for it. I already did my ready up. And Honey Badger, I could let her die. Yeah. All right. Thanks, Honey Badger. So she's going to go ahead and deal 1 more. Remember, you do not get to ready up because the hero response that says when Honey Badger takes a damage ready, the consequential defeats her. That response is no longer on the table. So I cannot activate it. Claw is at 1 health. I have Retaliate, which means that he is about to lose. So I'm just going to draw up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here we go. We put 2 on the main, 1 because he decked out, and 1 for the normal 1 per player. He's attacking me. I am going to retaliate for 1, and he'll die unless he gets a tough card on this. I'm going to defend it. He attacks for 1. Boost. Weapons Runner comes in play. If this activation deals damage to you, deal your hero. So he attacked me for a total of 1, which I defended. So I take 0, and my Retaliate defeats Claw. He is defeated. Really, this deck never was in trouble. Just thwarted off all the side schemes as soon as they came out. Was able to get specialized training in play. get some card draw off of specialized training, off of combat specialist. You also could have gone with a thwarting specialist, depending on what scenario you were playing against. This was just X-23 and the core box cards. I think she did great.